On Christmas morning, my daughter asked why everyone got gifts except her. My sister said, maybe Santa skips kids who don't fit in. Everyone laughed. I didn't. I pulled out my phone, made one call, and 4 days later, what they found in the driveway made them scream. Christmas at my parents' house has always been a performance. Matching sweaters, forced smiles, gifts with perfect bows that nobody wants, but I convinced myself this year would be different. My daughter was finally old enough to remember. I should have known better. She brought a drawing she'd spent 2 days on. Their house with snow on the roof, everyone holding hands. She folded it carefully and tucked it into her coat pocket. Inside, my dad was already on his second scotch. My mom hugged me stiffly and said I looked tired. My sister pretended to be surprised we came. I brought expensive gifts. Noise-canceling headphones for dad, a silk scarf for mom, a drone for my nephew, a MacBook for my niece, a new phone for my son, all perfectly wrapped with hand-tied bows. We started opening gifts. One by one, names were called. The pile got smaller. My son's eyes lit up. My sister's boyfriend got a leather wallet. My niece squealed. My daughter waited. She looked around, confused. Finally, she whispered, barely loud enough to hear, why did Santa forget me? Before I could answer, my sister, who'd just opened her third gift, laughed. Maybe Santa skips kids who don't fit in. The room erupted. Even my mother laughed, holding her new scarf. My daughter's drawing slipped from her coat and landed on the floor. Nobody picked it up. I walked into the kitchen and pulled out my phone. One call. The $8,000 furniture delivery for their New Year's remodel. The custom sectional, the dining set, canceled. I didn't say a word to anyone. I just waited. 4 days later, my mother called screaming. Not about the missing furniture, but about what showed up instead. A rusty metal folding chair, a flimsy plastic table, and a hand-delivered envelope sealed in gold. Inside was a note. You are officially cut off. Find another wallet. Michelle. I hung up mid-scream, blocked her number, then my dad's, then my sister's. I took my kids for ice cream even though it was freezing. My daughter won a plush penguin from the claw machine and said it was the best day ever. I cried that night after they went to sleep, but it wasn't over. 10 days of silence. Then they showed up at my door with their neighbor Jerry, the one who smells like tobacco and makes comments about divorced women. My mom pushed a gift into my daughter's hands before I could react. Inside was a used coloring book. Pages missing, already scribbled in. My daughter just stared at it, then looked at me. I told them to leave, all of them. Jerry lingered in the doorway and said, you'll change your mind. I slammed the door in his face. The next day, my uncle called. My dad's older brother, the only one who ever told him no. Michelle, I want you to come to dinner tonight. Don't worry, I'll be there. Everyone will. When we arrived, the room was full. My parents sat at the far end of the table, silent. After dessert, my uncle dimmed the lights and turned on a projector. The first thing on screen, my front porch. The day they showed up with Jerry. All of it recorded by my neighbor. Then it cut to Christmas morning. My daughter asking why Santa forgot her. My sister's voice, the laughter, my daughter's face. Nobody in the room moved. My uncle spoke calmly. He talked about patterns, about years of me paying for their house, their vacations, their holidays, and them punishing my 6-year-old in return. He turned to me. You've carried too much for too long, Michelle. You've been the adult while the adults acted like children. Then to my parents. From now on, Michelle doesn't owe you anything. If you want a relationship, you'll earn it. My mom stood up and walked out. My dad followed with one word. Fine, but I stayed. Let my daughter finish her pie. Felt for the first time in years like I wasn't shrinking. Weeks later, a letter arrived from my father. Short, handwritten. I don't recognize myself anymore. I didn't realize how much we hurt her until I saw her face in that video. I won't ask you to forgive us, but I'll ask you to protect her from us until we earn the right not to be kept away. Their lawyer dropped the visitation case the next day. That summer, we went to a cabin by the lake. Just the 3 of us. No Wi-Fi, no TV. My daughter brought her chalk anyway. On the last night, she looked up from coloring and said, Mommy, I don't think Santa skipped me. I think he was just waiting. She was right. He was waiting. And next Christmas, I won't let anyone forget her name.